And to me at that time, it didn't matter. Yeah. Like whatever you want to do, that hey, cool.
Whatever
like,
you with,
whatever you
exactly,
with, right? Whatever you and that was kind of it. Like, all right, let your will be done. If it's to walk away,
but you gonna show
cool.
up every day though.
Yeah, if it's to walk away, cool. But if it's not, I'm here. You know what I mean? So me being here and it don't work, that's what it was.
Right.
Me being here and it worked. And it worked. That's what it is. You know what I mean? So yeah, I just let go and just try to like I can't even say that I put in extra effort. Yeah. I just put in effort. You know what I mean? Like I wasn't
You showed up
extra.
And then sometimes showing up is all that it takes. It's enough to get that spark going just to show up. Because if you don't show up, guaranteed nothing gonna happen.
Yeah, and like I said, she was the same way. Like it's just, you know, like Brandon, we gonna work on this. Yeah, you know what I mean. All right, you know what I mean. All right, and it worked. Bro.
Thank you, Brandon's wife.
Yeah, and it worked. You know, it'll be 10 years. In November, so you know.
Congratulations,
what's
brother.
Up, man? Congratulations, brother.
It's a story right there.
10 years, that's a long time.
Too damn long.
Oh man, you got another 35, 40, 60.
No, bro. 10 more. I'm just gonna go get me something young. I ain't tripping.
We gonna edit.
We gonna edit that part out. We already know we gonna
keep that. Keep that.
And cut.
This how I'm feeling inside. Every line that I ride, I just hope I don't cry. I'm just fitting. Yeah, I'm just fitting.
Let's get to it, man. Another episode of Dropping Dimes.
What episode is this? Do we know?
We are at
this 4. This 4?
Episode 4.
Yeah. Okay, this shit feel like 8. All right.
Damn, dog.
What was in your shot?
Is it work or something?
Your shot a double shot.
Yeah, it's work. It's work. Nah, just
but yeah, man. Episode 4, man.
We here, man.
I feel like we getting better at this shit.
We got a little y'all to tell us.
Yeah, we got a little work.
Y'all should tell us.
We feel like it.
I mean, they feel pretty good about it, but
they be gassing us up a little bit. I think they be lying.
Who?
The audience.
You think so?
Yeah, them and they. Yeah. You know, you can't say that though. That's like, offensive. They. That's for that. You know.
Yeah, I mean, I just say them
offensive.
and they. Yeah. I feel like.
Don't worry about it.
All right, cool.
I feel like we getting better, but I mean, your mama said we was good.
She did. My mama gonna always say that. Though.
I was about to say your mama. She tell the truth though.
My mama think I'm cute, so
she think you look like a girl.
I mean, that's what the fuck be happening.
I always wanted a daughter.
That's what the fuck be happening, right?
That was stupid.
But
oh man, hey, a shot taking over already.
Man, listen, this is when it get fun.
Yeah, bro.
Episode 2 was fun. We about to make episode 4.
That's right.
Fucking fun. Let's do it. But hey, on a serious note, man, it is February, and it is Black History Month, man.
Yeah,
it is.
And I mean, of course, we know we make history every day, like in some form or fashion, man. Our people, because we awesome and shit. Like we do major stuff.
I thought you meant like just like us individually make history, but I feel you.
I feel like we do too. Brother.
I agree too. I was ready to run down that road, but go ahead, bro.
Go from here.
He thought you was just, hey man, like, you doing great.
Jess Wallace is making Black History every month. I feel like we, and we
as a whole,
I feel like we're making Black History every month, man. Yeah. And I feel like we see, we continue to see Black excellence, brother.
Right.
And like Issa said, man, I'm here. I'm cheering for everybody that's Black.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's how I really feel every single day. Not saying that I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like my other friends who may identify
much love to them.
or they are of different races. Not saying that I don't wish them well, but I can honestly say
this is like a house, honestly.
I applaud.
You applaud everybody.
My people.
This is like a house. Like we might fight amongst each other. You might see some stuff that may be negative, but my brother is my brother.
Yeah.
And I'm going to support him no matter what, no matter where you go. We're going to have real conversations like this is right here.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it's all in the process of helping the next man.
We just did real good
better.
with that Thursday, actually. I didn't realize I needed that call.
Oh, when we talked?
Yeah. I did not realize I needed that until after.
When I ain't hear from you all week, I was like, I got to talk to my dog and see what's going on. Like, what's really happening?
Yeah, it was, I was, man, just overwhelmed mentally.
Yeah.
But yeah, that call, I appreciate that.
I said we need stuff like that's the purpose of this right here.
For sure.
Yeah, man. That was how this all got started, man. We read a book.
Yeah,
and we said we was gonna check on each other. Yeah, we was gonna keep doing it, man. Yeah. So that I think that's a big thing, man. Like checking on your people, everybody. Like check on your strong friends, man. Check on your friends. Period. Your strong ones, the ones who aren't the strongest in the group, man. Check on them, make sure they good.
Because everybody got moments. Because I could be strong right now, but at some point I'm not. Yeah. And you might be strong at that point. So we need each other in the top and the bottom.
We call them high functioning depression. High functioning depression. Yeah, because people know how to keep pushing. Like, and that's the thing. Like, especially with a lot of men, because you hear people like a lot of men talk about how they don't have anybody to talk to. Yeah, and they don't have that outlet. And if you don't, it can get overwhelming. And like I was telling him, I was like, bro, talk to us.
Yeah, and it just feel like it's regular. You know what I mean? So it's like. I'm
not finna complain about it. Exactly. That's what I'm supposed to go through. But
I got this.
But
after the talk, it was like, damn, I needed that. Yeah, I'm good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we talking about us moving forward, but Black History Month. But overall, what does Black History mean for you? What do you pull from it? Brandon,
excellence. From where we came from to where we are now. It's the only word that I can come up with. Excellence. Been through a lot as a whole, parents, grandparents, and we're in a much better situation than what they were in. So, just keep getting better and, excellence. Yeah, that's all I have for it.
I like it.
What about you, Wallace?
What about you, Byron?
And I think Black history is just is actually, for this country, is all history. Like, if in my opinion, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. If we weren't a part of this, the history wouldn't be what it was.
Definitely.
So I definitely see it as just overall history. And like one of the strongest things I've seen, especially in social media, since it's got as popular, is our history didn't start with slavery. Yeah. Because that's how they pumped it to us for the longest, especially
that's
when
our
we were
beginning
kids.
Here. Yeah.
It's like slavery and then
progression from
America, right? Our history goes back further than that, man. We were geniuses way before we got here.
Right.
Facts.
We did a whole bunch of stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you go back and look at anything dealing with any history dealing in Africa, we've been doing it. Yeah, we've been excellent.
I said, how you get a pyramid in the middle of the desert?
Man, that's I have my opinions about that, but that shit.
What you think, an alien?
No, I don't know. It's something, bro. I don't know.
But see, that's how miraculous that is.
Yeah, it is to not be able to recreate it with all of the technology we have right now. That's wild. That's wild.
Hey, look, that's us.
That is, and that's who we are.
I went to a middle school called Imhotep Center of Education over on Hollowell, and
Bankhead,
yeah. the name Imhotep was supposed to be in his name may have transferred differently, but it was Amenhotep, Imhotep. That was the first multi-genius, first engineer, first astrologist, first guy in Africa that helped build those pyramids. Okay. So in middle school, I was learning like my history is deeper than tilling fields. I know that's part of the process, but my history goes deep back into the great wonders of the world type thing. So from there, that's in my mind is like Black history to me is resilience. Like no matter what space we in, if we high, we low, we can push through and I pull from that. Like when I'm in a situation, I know it's resilience that got me here. So I got to pull and continue to move forward. Because for me, but then also for the dude that comes behind me, whether it's my son or my partner that's in high school right now looking at us, like pull from the resilience so you never get stopped.
But even right now, to surface point, hell, the traffic lights and cell phones, you wouldn't have that without us. Like, just a little history.
Look,
you know what I mean?
Like, the White House wouldn't have that without
us. And even to your kids playing outside with Nerf guns.
We just had a Nerf gun fight the other night.
Bro, we are literally excellence.
Yeah.
First open heart surgery.
it's
peanut butter.
It goes.
It's
on
all
and
over
on,
the place.
Yeah, man. And I think that's the part that we have to remember to teach our kids or start to do more, because the school gonna say, hey, it was slavery, then y'all got some peanut butter, and then
you had a president.
You had a president, and
now we protesting
It's
again.
March 1st.
A lady sat on the front of the bus. Yeah,
right, exactly. And then it was
they gonna give you bullet point dates, a timeline.
Yeah, exactly.
But the meaning behind that is gonna come from the home, and it's gonna come from us communicating within our overall
but
house.
They're trying to take that out the school though.
I know,
it's hurting white people's feelings.
Right.
Yeah. And then it's literally 2 weeks later, and the month is
back to the real world.
Yeah.
Hey, how we get the shortest month?
I don't know. I mean, we had to negotiate something. You know,
I feel like we should look that up.
I mean, they got 31-day months. Why we couldn't get a 30-day month? We got a 28-day month, and sometimes it's not even that.
They
February.
They gave us that and told us to shut up, man.
Yeah.
There's no other holidays. What holidays in February?
Valentine's Day.
Oh,
yeah.
well, we share that.
We wanted to show love, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
Whackness. Y'all chill out.
Oh man,
Don't make me get started on that.
Yeah, don't. Yeah, please don't. Malcolm X.
All right, man. But yeah, we definitely had to show our love and reverence to Black History.
Yeah, happy Black
not necessarily
History
just
Month.
a month,
Yeah.
but it's reverence to all those that did come behind us. And then 30 years from now, when somebody's talking about us in the past, reverence to what we're pushing through right now. So y'all reflect on Black history and what it is to you. We're gonna jump into, y'all maybe not like sports like that, but we got to jump into some sports.
Man, some history happened. James Harden got traded to the Philadelphia 76ers from the Brooklyn Nets.
Mm-hmm.
There's a few things about this that was crazy to me, because they worked so hard to get him there, right?
Yeah.
He basically quit on his old team,
Right.
stopped playing for the most part, actually did a press conference, called out his teammates in that press conference with Houston.
Yeah.
While he was still fat and barely hooping.
Yeah.
And got himself traded to the Brooklyn Nets. And now
with his partners that he's supposed, that's who I want to play with.
I want to play with these guys. And then man, now he kind of did the same thing. He
got traded for who? He got traded for a lot, but what's the other name?
It was him and also Paul Millsap, who actually used to play for Atlanta.
Yeah.
They got traded to the 76ers, and the Brooklyn Nets got Ben Simmons, Seth Curry, DeAndre
Jordan.
No, not DeAndre. What's his name?
Man,
Drummond.
they got a bunch of stuff,
yeah.
man.
And they got two first-round picks.
Yeah.
One for 2022.
A bunch of people. I don't want to say stuff.
And then another one for 2027, I think. And then they get like an option with those. So like if, let's say the 76ers pick somebody that they don't like, they can swap it out for the next year's first-round pick. So it's
got a buffet,
as much as I think James Harden is a bitch, I think it's a win-win situation. I think he's gonna ball over there with Embiid. Embiid is a dog. All he needs is a little help. I think that little help, you have to respect James Harden. Also, did y'all hear the about when Kyrie came back, about the little spat they got into?
Nah.
Which is why I called him a bitch even more. Something just came out where Kyrie came back, when he just came back, barely in shape. Him and James Harden was playing one-on-one in practice or whatever. Mm-hmm. Kyrie giving him the business and locking him up.
I was about to say, because James don't play no defense.
And told him you washed. Say James got in his feelings, and it been down here ever since. Article just came out like a day or two ago about that.
Wow.
And I said, yeah, that he a bitch. Like,
hey man, I maybe it's a basketball thing, but I think it's a whole bunch of prima donnas. Because I look at it like this.
Nah, that's basketball.
Yeah. So I'm like, I look at it like this. Football, you ain't got no guaranteed money. I mean, you got a little bit.
Yeah.
But basketball, majority of your contract is gonna be guaranteed. So it ain't like I'm not playing for my money. I got my money.
Yeah.
Football, you might not play as hard because I don't want to get hurt this year. Contract year coming up, bro. I'm paid. I'm guaranteed. But now they don't pass me the ball enough. I'm not gonna get they want me to do this. That it's not my game.
Right.
Like that's some sensitive stuff
about
to me.
be worth the watch though.
I hope so, but I mean, if they require Ben Simmons to shoot, then he's not gonna.
They don't have to.
That's the thing.
You're right, but if they did, like, why basketball players got getting their feelings like that?
Yeah, but because
you got your money.
But the thing, it was a
not
little
comfortable
bit
with
different.
that either.
It was a little bit different situation with Ben Simmons though, because it wasn't like like, man, I'm not getting enough touches or something like that, bro. It like they lost to the Hawks.
Yeah.
And what was it, Eastern Conference? No, it wasn't even the Eastern Conference. The semis.
Yeah.
Right. So.
And Doc Rivers and
Doc Rivers called a man out,
yeah.
and basically said like, we're not gonna win a championship if Ben Simmons is our point guard.
But
right?
why though? Because to me, what they've been, and I went back and looked at Ben Simmons, is like his career has been short, but what they've been trying to get him to do is shoot better so he can stretch the court. Now you got a point guard that can't stretch the court.
But that's not his game though.
Agreed. That's why I'm like, why don't, like, Michael Jordan got beat up in the Eastern Conference Finals by the Pistons. What am I do? I'm gonna go and got stronger, got in the weight room. I changed my game so I can be ready for the moment. Yeah. Why not evolve?
But the thing is, like, it still takes it's a certain level of confidence that comes along with it. Even in your evolution, there still has to be some confidence that's instilled, right? So if your organization isn't showing that type of backing into your confidence, then where do you get it from?
But the Sixers had a coach that told him, I want you to shoot a three. I don't care if you make it or miss it. Every game I want you to shoot a three. It took him 2 years to make a three because he wasn't shooting.
But the thing is, wanting you to shoot and then like still giving you that same type of encouragement to shoot on a one-on-one basis, like we talking to you. Because I could say whatever I want to say to the media. Hey, we encouraging him to shoot.
Yeah.
But who's going to be it? Like, do we know that they were actually going to be in like, bro, we want you to shoot the ball?
So to me, I don't know what their one-on-one situation is, but for me to be in the public eye to say I want Ben Simmons to shoot a three every game, that means I want Ben Simmons to shoot a three every game. If I said I want him to kind of relax, I want him to, and then told him to go, that's different. But to go out there and expose yourself.
Yeah, you're gonna see a different Ben Simmons.
I hope so. Because bro is a monster.
And it also like I feel like we, because we didn't play sports, like we know there's a certain psychology to it anyway.
Agreed.
So sometimes it takes a little bit extra. Like if you ain't been getting that, and also Ben Simmons has been like most of his life the best athlete on the floor, right? So he could get whatever he wanted. Now you putting other elite athletes on the floor with him who can stop him from getting to what's comfortable for him, right? Because you just talked about comfort.
I don't think it's him. I think it's the coaching, right? I think they're not putting him in the situation for him to be great. And I got that from God, what's my guy we were just talking about the other week, man?
Which one?
But still,
what's his name?
Oh,
Gilbert Arenas.
But still, what to me, like, because Ben Simmons has been the number one player since high school, number one player drafted. If you supposed to be that guy, and he's not like a number one guy, like the little point guard that kind of disappeared a couple years ago. Ben Simmons is a force. Why not evolve into? You can be any system that's out there has to adjust to you. He's not that guy. Why not?
Because again, I was the best athlete on the floor, so I could get to wherever I felt like getting to. So that made it easy for me.
I think he still can, though.
So that's
what Gil was saying. Gil was saying they're not playing him to his full potential. They're having him do things that's not him.
Right. They tell him to shoot the three ball.
That's not his game. Open that floor up. They're trying to help do his thing evolve, and get to the rim.
Yeah, but
why when it's not you? It's like
you see people make that type of evolution once your game is cut off at a certain point.
I was about to say, because Vince Carter, to me, had to change his game to continue to evolve his game.
Because there was a step down in athleticism.
I mean, right now you saying it's a step down in what he can do on the court. He can't get to the same spots because he's playing against elite players. Now it's time to evolve.
But it's like what he was saying. If you're not putting him in position to get to where he wants, like because bro, I can literally spread the floor and say get what you can get. And he'll still get off.
He's gonna do it.
But if you're running him in pick and roll and stuff, like that's not his game.
Not. Okay, he does that. Let's say the team decides to start fouling him. Why his free throws haven't elevated? Like, to me, I'm just saying, look, I'm a Ben Simmons, him as a figure. I'm a fan.
Yeah.
I just want him to be the greatest that he can be.
I think he will now.
I can't wait to see it,
he
bro.
Got Kyrie and he got KD. So
he don't have to do as much.
He could do now what he wants.
Yeah.
He can go to the hole every time and kick it out if he needs to.
And because
he got some dogs around.
And Kyrie is a shooter. Like we could talk about how crazy he is and his antics,
Kyrie's
if you want to call it that, but he is like a flat out bucket.
So I'm gonna say this. So you telling me it's okay for Ben Simmons to have this handicap sticker when he pull up to the arena?
No, first of all, let me tell you this. Like, because
tell me something about handicap stickers.
I'll get back to handicap stickers. But the thing is, like, you can have NBA qualities, right? So one of your NBA qualities can be rebounding, defense, passing, like different things, right? Ben Simmons, because of all the NBA qualities he possessed, he still won't be handicapped. He's not labeled a jump shooter.
He was handicapped in the Eastern Conference Finals.
He was handicapped.
And wherever the division that they lost to the Hawks.
To me, he was handicapped then because of the talk that was happening with in-house.
That's what I agree with.
The talk was in-house.
That's what I agree with.
They weren't like, bro, it's still a certain amount. You still want to hear from your people.
Yeah, but where the dog at, man?
Bro,
so it's in him.
It's basketball.
Didn't you just say you was a fan? You're a fan for a reason.
Right. No, because I see the ability.
It's just
he's still a dog. Yeah. Not to take anything from him. Because I feel like right now at 6'10", I put him on anybody in the league. And that he showed you that.
I do love that he evolved his defense. I love that because defense ain't played, and that's where I think he's gonna really help. Brooklyn.
Yeah,
is on the defensive end because
they don't. Play
yeah, because they
look. You say they don't play because James Harden was
their main scorer. Yeah, they were swapping it out. Like we'll take the score.
20% of your whole team on the court don't play no defense.
Right.
Embiid and Harden. That's gonna be it's
gonna
be something to watch. Man.
I think it's gonna be fun, but I also think because Tobias Harris is gonna give him good work too, right? But I still feel like I actually felt like Seth stretched their floor a little bit more
because he can shoot.
Because he shot the hell out of the ball.
Yeah,
and he wasn't just a shooter, but people saw him as a shooter.
Yeah.
So then that made people respect his jump shot and come at him harder, and then he got what he wanted on the mid range and going to the cup. Yeah, so I think it's gonna be fun to watch, man. Yeah, I definitely think it's gonna be fun to watch. But
thinking about Ben Simmons, like watching from a distance, it looks like he and you said his confidence. It looks like he was in a low point in his career. I think all of us go through those low points, and they just look differently. But in your life, what was a low point, and then how did you get through it?
Brandon,
man,
you knew it was coming.
Yeah, man.
Why I always gotta like just Brandon?
Everybody waiting for your opinion.
I don't know why. It's been several low points, but I think it may be a minor low point to somebody else, but it was huge to me. But coming out of high school when I didn't get to go to LSU, I think that was probably one of the saddest moments of my life, dude. Like just having to go somewhere else. You know what I mean? And I shared that story with you. But we're
not gonna share it with the people yet.
Nah, that's too long of a story.
Gotcha.
But yeah, when I didn't get to go where I wanted to go, and everything that happened during that time,
right? Yeah,
that was definitely a low point. But
I had to get out of it.
Once I got to Alabama State, it was like, all right, just make the best out of every situation.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And that's what it was. But yeah, that was disappointing. But of course, there are more. Even in I was in a low point in marriage. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We was both just ready to give up, and as long as one person is fighting, you know what I mean, it usually works out. So, yeah, that was about year 5.
Were you that one person? Were you that one person?
Nah, hell no. I wasn't at that time. But, I have been. But I think, around year 5, the lowest point, dude. The lowest. And prayer.
Yeah.
That got us out of that. So
I like that.
Yeah.
Do you think, and I don't want to sound like I'm just we definitely gonna go off onto a relationship tangent. But do you feel like you needed to bring somebody else in to be like a mediator or like a like almost somebody like a sound like
Nah.
somebody
at that time, no. It was us, man. It was us just getting to where we needed to be.
You got to sit down and talk. Communication.
No. No. It was
You got to teach me something right now.
It wasn't quick. Like it was
It took some time.
It took some time, but neither one of us gave up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was one fucking with each other, like, heavy, but neither one of us gave up.
Yeah.
And counseling probably would have been the best thing, but in
our community,
you wasn't on that then.
Did you talk to your friends or something, or was it just like you going home and just in your bubble?
I talked to friends, and it's just, it still ain't nothing you really want to hear. It's and me, I'm stubborn.
Yeah.
So, it's really it's my choice.
I hear that.
I hear what you. I hear what you're saying. You know what I mean, and I might think about that next month. Like, I should probably do what he said. You know what I mean?
But
at the moment, it's me trying to handle everything. So that was probably a low point. Lost my job. It's a low point. Felt like, man, listen. It's and when she had to like she bossed up. Like when she had to boss up and take over everything, it makes you feel like crazy. Like, you know what I mean? Like no say so. But she never made me feel like I wasn't the leader of the house. You know what I mean?
That's strong.
So that was low.
It's strong, bro.
That was a low point. Yeah, man. We've all had many, but the lowest though, I think, and it's probably minor to everything else, but yeah, coming out of high school. Yeah, that was it.
Was it because you had everything had built up to that, to the dream, the expectation?
Yeah, and you know the story.
Yeah,
it was.
We're gonna have to get into that one day.
Yeah, it was.
I think a lot of people can learn from it, but for me, it ties to sports, to football.
Yeah.
Like I would say when I got cut from Detroit, but really when I got cut from Toronto.
Yeah.
When I got cut from Toronto, I knew it was over. Like I went down and sat next to this lake in Toronto, and I'm like, I got to do something else. Yeah. I've been doing this for 5-6 years.
Next to a lake.
Bruh,
I was about to say the Drake come out there.
I was looking down at myself, the ripples rolling, bro. Like it was a moment, dog. It was a moment. It was Mufasa from
Champagne popping playing in the background.
Yeah. But no, I couldn't afford champagne. But no, what kind of helps me through my low points, and that was one of my lowest, is because I didn't know where I was going. I didn't know what was next.
Yeah,
I knew I had a degree, but I'm like, I don't really want to do that. What am I going to do? I'm going to go back home and live with my mother, whatever. But I ended up going to Virginia, and I got a little job. It was real small, but I started Ubering too. And I was picking up some kids one day. It was like 7 o'clock at night, and they come out of this building. I'm like, that look like it's a gym. These kids get in the car talking about football. I'm like, they just came out of a training session. So me, normally when I'm Ubering, I ain't say nothing. I just, where you trying to go? All right, cool, we're going to get there. Yeah. But I was like, hey, so y'all play football, huh? I started this conversation, this dialogue, and they gave me they director, or the director of the program, they gave me his number. Yeah. Called him up, came in for a session with some of the kids, and working with them gave me light back. And I think that's something that I aim to do when I find myself in a low point, is where can I grab some light from somebody else. Them kids were excited about it every time they stepped in there. Yeah. And that brought light back to me, and that kind of gave me a fire. So that every time I've had a low point, I can go and pinpoint a moment where I found somebody else's light, or a light outside of mine. Yeah. And it helped build mine up, helped start my fire back.
That's what's up. That's cool.
Now we waiting. Oh, damn. That's cool. Now we waiting on you, dog.
Man, a low point. I think kind of like how we was talking about earlier, like where we harbor so much. Yeah. That we don't even. And I was literally just having this conversation last night. Like, I was listening to a podcast where this guy said people usually who have like the lowest of lows also have like the highest of highs, right? Mm-hmm. So those people who don't allow themselves to get real low, they never allow themselves to get real high either. Sadly enough, right?
Never get too low. Never get too high.
Right. So you kind of just stuck in it. Like on a 1 to 10, you stay like at between a 4 and a 7, or 3 and 7. Yeah. Like you never get overjoyed. The sad thing is, because I've not let myself get super, super low, I never let myself get super, super high either. So my lows are usually my lows. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody else will probably look at it and be like, damn, like that shit is terrible. But I stop it from getting to that point because I try to keep myself from being in this dark space. Yeah. Right? So like, man, one of my worst lows was like actually before I moved to Georgia, found out I was gonna have a baby.
Yeah.
And congratulations.
Too early, bro.
My bad.
Too soon.
Like
too soon. That man said 30 years ago.
But
too soon.
It was like this was before I moved to Georgia, man. Yeah. Found out I was gonna have a baby. And I was kind of excited. You know what I'm saying? Like I had made up my mind. I was like, damn, I'm gonna be a parent. So I started doing parent shit. You know what I'm saying? I was buying stuff and everything. And man, I got a call one day and she said like, yo, I'm not feeling good. Like I need to go to the doctor.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right. So we go to the doctor. And at the time, her doctor was from another country. And he had like the best, bedside manner.
Oh, okay.
So he wasn't.
Like, so he was really, there. He just was foreign.
Yeah, he was foreign. Yeah, he just didn't really know how to give like bad news where you could be okay with it or have a time.
Shit.
My man was like, yeah, you threatening a miscarriage. We need to go ahead and get that baby out of there. Like, what?
Like a normal conversation.
Yeah, that's
like you trying to go to lunch and take this baby out.
Like, yeah. So she just broke down. Yeah. And I was like, say what now? And he was like, yeah, like. No need keeping it, like, no need going through all this. You should just have a like, we can go ahead and schedule this procedure to get the baby out. And I was like, nah, we'll talk to somebody else.
Yeah.
like
you just lost the customer.
Like you was kind of bored and you just needed some action to do. You know what I'm saying? But, man, finding that out, and we were in separate vehicles. So she was, like, breaking down. I was like, yo, just take a moment. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this should be cool. But it was like, in my mind, like I was scrambling, bro. Like, damn, like what do I do? Like, I don't know what to say. And usually I pride myself on knowing what to say. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like being able to come up with something to calm a situation or calm the storm enough to get through it a little bit. Yeah. But I had nothing because I was as shook as she was. Uh-huh. So going through that and then actually finding out that it was true and then going through with the procedure, I was shook. And I think the toughest part is knowing, like, everybody checks on the mother in situations like those.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm. Like, everybody, like, because, and I know physically she's going through a lot. Yeah. Right? But people rarely say, man, how is he doing? Yeah. Especially if the person is active, right?
It's probably because they honestly probably expect, and you sound like you were young, expect you to be, like, excited that it's that responsibility gone.
Yeah, but you know, like
but they don't check on how you really are.
I was younger, but I was a little bit older. You know what I'm saying? And not like I was like 30. You know what I'm saying? I was like 30 at the time. So it wasn't like I was like a teenager.
Okay, no, you wasn't young. You wasn't young.
But no, I was younger in the sense of like
younger than
I could probably still be good without this baby right now. You know what I'm saying? But like older in the sense of like, all right, it's time to stop playing. You know what I mean? Right. But like finding it out, it was like, damn, like, and then like, again, like my circle's always been small, right? Like, so my people was like, yo, you good? And I was like, yeah, because that's what we supposed to say.
You're not supposed to say I'm actually going through something. This is traumatic.
A couple people was like, nah, you ain't good. Like, let's talk about it. And bro, like it broke me. Like once it hit me, it hit me. You know what I'm saying? Because I was like, man, I'm supposed to have this kid.
Right.
And like, then I had a homeboy that had a baby around the same time that my kid would have been here. Yeah. And to see his little girl growing up, and like every once in a while, like we had a conversation, he'd be like, damn, like this is supposed to be up both of us. Right. And I'd be like, yeah, but you know, God don't make no mistakes. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And like I know I've heard that all my life, right? Yeah. God don't make no mistakes. Like God don't, you know what I'm saying? Like he ain't gonna mess nothing up. But even with that, you still don't, even with him not making no mistakes, like sometimes we don't, You know what I'm saying? It don't hit us.
We don't understand.
It don't hit us like
we don't
that.
grasp the whole picture.
So from last podcast,
yeah, go ahead.
And
Go ahead.
I still wouldn't change it.
Okay,
I wouldn't change it because I can honestly say I probably would have never moved here. Yeah. I would have never moved here.
Mm-hmm. You wouldn't be sitting right here.
I wouldn't be sitting right here.
Even though Brandon don't want to be, he would rather be doing something else.
Right. He told us last week, I don't even like y'all enough. I don't like y'all enough to not go back to what could have been better, right? So all of that would have been changed. I wouldn't have moved here. I wouldn't have had the level of success that I've had in life.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I can honestly say, because you live where I'm from. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's only a certain, in my opinion, there's only certain things that people are going to do there. You know what I'm saying? I love my hometown. I love Montgomery, Alabama. But, like, man, it's getting rough. You know what I'm saying? It's rough. It's rough everywhere, honestly. Yeah. But because it's smaller, the concentrate of rough seems rougher. You know what I'm saying? So it hits a little different. But, yeah, it's a ton of things, man, I can look at. And I got some lows. I got some lows, but, like.
So, with these lows, have any one of y'all ever just, like, feel like you was just about to break? Like, just low of the, like, man, like, you ever got that low?
I think I normally give myself a 24-hour period whenever anything traumatic happens. Yeah. But when that happened to me, I really had no vision of what tomorrow could be. Like, I really felt like, and they tell you to be more than football, be more than whatever. Bro, I really, when it hit, I was like, this is all I am. Like, what else do? I put literally the last 10 years of my life has been focused on this. I went to school, I got a degree, great. Yeah. But my focus was here. Yeah. And when that happened, I was like.
But you had like a cushion though, right? Because you could go back home.
Yeah, I could go back home, but I still didn't, like, I can go back home, but am I going to be staying with my mother for the next 5 years? Like, how am I going to, my whole goal in life, and it was part of why getting a scholarship was so important to me, was my parents did so much for me as a child. I didn't want them to have to do anything. I wanted them to know that they did a good enough job where this young man can step out into the world and be his own. And going home, to me, was failure. Yeah. And even though it helped me kind of get my feet. That was my mindset in that moment.
In the moment,
yeah. You could have went home, saved $140,000.
Hey,
like what we talked about.
Eventually I did do that. And then I started to save money to be able to do some other things. But in that moment, I couldn't see anything but the failure of who I thought I was.
And I feel like as men, we've been taught like certain things, right? One of those is like, you got to be a man, right? Like you got to stand on your own, like however you got to get it. So, like your question, what would be like? What have you ever felt like you were just like, man, I'm broken like down completely?
Nah, and
my water shut off.
Not really. And what made me think about that is what you was just saying, like in the middle, right? So my low has, like, because I always knew who God is, right? Yeah. So when all else fails, it's like I'm a strong believer of just letting the shit go, right? Because why worry and trusting Him at the same time? You know what I mean? So growing up in church, like, you know, with my parents teaching me that, I just, you know, so I've never got to like a point to where like, damn, you know, I've gotten low, like, dang, you know, like whatever, but yeah, not giving up and just, you know, like, you know what, God, whatever it is, you got it. Like, you got it. You got to have it. Because I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah. So I can literally just let it go and try to move on.
But when you say let go, what do you do? Because you could say I let go and go sit on the couch and let God do His thing. But what do you do in the belief that God has you? Because what did it say? Belief without works is dead.
Yeah. Dead. Yeah. So
faith without works is dead.
You let it go and you try to get over whatever you have mentally, right? So within like the relationship situation, it was a low point, but it was like, you know, God, I'm trusting you to do whatever you gonna do, right? And to me at that time, it didn't matter. Like whatever you want to do, cool.
Whatever
like,
you with,
whatever you
exactly, right? And that was kind of it. Like, all right, let your will be done. If it's to walk away,
but you gonna show up every day though.
Yeah, if it's to walk away, cool. But if it's not, I'm here. You know what I mean? So me being here and it don't work, That's what it was.
Right.
Me being here and
it worked.
And it worked. That's what it is. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So yeah, I just let go and just try to, like, I can't even say that I put in extra effort.
Yeah.
I just put in effort. You know what I mean? Like, I wasn't
You showed up.
extra.
Your part.
And then sometimes showing up is all that it takes.
Yeah.
man.
It's enough to get that spark going, just to show up. Because if you don't show up, guaranteed nothing gonna happen.
Yeah, and like I said, she was the same way. Like, it's just, you know, like, Brandon, we gonna work on this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? All right. You know what I mean? All right. And it worked, bro.
Thank you, Brandon's wife.
Yeah, and it worked. You know, it'll be 10 years in November, so, you know.
Congratulations,
That's what's
brother.
up, man. Congratulations, brother.
That's a story right there.
10 years, man.
Hey,
Long
man.
time.
Too damn long.
Oh, man. You got another 35, 40, 60.
No, bro. No. 10 more. I'm just gonna go get me something young. I ain't tripping.
We're going to edit
We're
that.
going to edit that part out. We already know we're going to edit that out.
Keep that.
Y'all go see a skip in
This man crazy.
Hey, but one thing you said.
I did not put him on the set.
No.
I just want you. I don't even want it to be said in private.
I'm like,
Byron
I want
made me say that shit,
I want to
man.
focus on Brandon when he said, I'm not in this picture. But no, I felt you, bro. But in your story about when you all were going through your low point, you said your wife bossed up.
Yeah.
And you said that she did a good job of not making you feel that
I was less of a
you
man.
were less of a man.
Or
that she was doing this all by herself.
Yeah.
So in society, a lot we see in today's age, the independent woman.
Yeah.
The independent woman technically doesn't need a man to be sufficient in the world. Now, of course, they may want one. How do you see being needed worth being wanted?
Deep one.
I think
Transition, pivot, change.
It's funny because I posed that question on social media like a while back and it got crazy. But man, I think everybody wants to be both.
Yeah.
I think like who wants to be just needed? Like then it's just like you're just being kept
Just
around.
using me, really.
And then who just wants to be wanted?
I was just about to say,
I
want to be wanted.
I'll take that.
but only wanted. You know what I'm saying? Because at that point I can get rid of you.
Not needed.
Yeah, because if I just want you, I can get rid of you.
I don't think I've ever lived in a space where I was just wanted. I feel like every space I've ever been in is like, I need you. I want you, but I need you. I imagine that I would love being just wanted, but I don't know that.
It's like I want you because I need you.
I mean that could play a part.
Okay.
But as into the whole independent women thing, I feel like it is way deeper than. I mean, of course, we see it a lot now on social media. We see probably every day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And more in recent years, like the whole independent women movement, I guess you could say. But I think some women are independent and it wasn't their goal. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
Different reasons, different situations happen.
It was a necessity.
Yeah. Some women, like, think about like those women who were married and they lost their husband.
Yeah.
Like to whatever. Like they could have been in the military. They could have, you know what I'm saying? Something could have happened on the streets. Like I have a friend, her husband was killed. You know what I'm saying? By police, actually. And that's crazy. You know what I mean? But so and then you're forced into a position of being this independent woman who takes care of everything. And then some women pride themselves in being that independent woman. Like my parents separated. My mom had to do it. And she was independent. I don't think it was like her. I don't think as a child it was her goal. Like she wasn't singing songs about it or anything like that. But
don't they got them out there now?
Like, but like you said, necessity, right? Yeah. So like, let me take care of these kids, and it happened. But I think it goes further back than what we like to think about. You know what I'm saying?
So I was gonna ask you: is today's independent woman the stereotype behind that? Is that the same as it was? Because right now it's like a movement. It's like I'm gonna do my thing. I'm gonna make my money. I'm gonna hold my whatever down, and a dude can come and add to this.
You know what I'm okay. I know before we talked, I had a different perspective, but I'm gonna say that I think a lot of women don't want to be independent, right? And the women that are independent can't find a man to boss up the same way she is. So I think men are getting weaker, right?
I don't want to say weaker. We're getting exposed because in previous generations, I could do some bare minimum stuff, and this is as a whole. I mean, there were definitely a lot of households where a man did his thing.
Yeah.
But as a whole, it appeared that we did the bare minimum. We expected what we expected at home. I want to go to the bedroom, show up in the bedroom.
Yeah.
But now, and to me, women, it's really an intellectual thing. Like, I know more. And it don't have to be school. It could be business, whatever. Yeah. I know more, so I can do more. Now I require more.
Yeah.
And us to me, we're a new generation of man. We don't have a holistic reference of how to deal with a woman that's like that. Because holistically, it's been, I'm coming home, you do this, I do that, and it's done. It's
not that no more.
Oh, she bring home as much money as me?
Yeah.
Oh, she can handle so, if not more.
Yeah.
She can have this kind of conversation. She can think this kind of way. And when we grow up, we look and we learn from what we see.
Yeah.
We saw men that didn't have to deal with this. So this is a new generation of woman that's gonna require a new generation of man.
Yeah. And I think we're behind right now.
We are.
Yeah. We just
and I think I'm ranting, but
I
think part of it is because we don't have these conversations. And then we don't have, after these conversations, we don't go have the conversation with a woman.
All right.
To kind of try to work towards, it's like, she being this person, I'm gonna be this person. Now it's like you said, we battling.
Right.
Instead of I'm working to grow here, and then I go and meet and we communicate so we can get here. And that's where I feel like in society today, there's the disconnect.
So I think it goes back to what you were saying about the holistically seeing it. But I think also a lot of young men, realistically, I could say I didn't see that household, right? So some of us weren't used to seeing a woman in control, but then some of us weren't used to seeing a man in control either, right?
And yes,
and that plays a part.
Yes.
So if you've never seen what it looks like
exactly
for a man to be as a head,
a man, yeah,
then a lot of them don't understand. And like, it's so crazy. We was talking about it earlier, but there are a lot of men who, like, when we talked about Cam's, Cam's.
Shout out to Brittany Renner again.
His YouTube video, right?
Yeah, Funky Friday. Keep it funky.
Yeah, Keep It Funky Fridays, where he was like, I got 7 kids, and I think he got two baby mamas, right? But nobody sees him.
2 of them aren't his biological, just the whole story.
Yeah. So, but nobody sees him as being damaged.
Right. Damaged goods.
Whereas a woman could have 1 child and could have been in a relationship or whatever the situation was.
50% of the men, they saying no to that.
Yeah, like they like, nah, like I don't deal with that. You know what I'm saying? So that then now you like, I don't even know if she has a son, but let's say she has a son. Now she sees that young man is seeing his mom boss up, right? His mom is bossing up, and like everybody's situation is different. Their situation, of course, is completely different. But let's just say the father isn't even in his life, right? So now let's say he ain't even seeing that type of male perspective or that dynamic, or even seeing a man come in and step up as a to be that man in his mom's life and in his life, right? So now that changes his perspective going forward into his manhood, right? So I think what we're seeing is a lot of men who never saw the dynamic.
Definitely.
And it skewed their perspective on how men should be men.
And you could say a young man in that situation saw how his mother was a boss, how she handled things, and he could learn to. But he only lived as a child to that woman. He doesn't know what it looks like for a man to step into next to that type of woman and be an equal and lead that type of family.
So that's what I'm saying. So like now that's his perspective,
right?
Like, because let's say, and it turns into what we call the generational curses, right? Because then he hasn't seen stepping in and being a man,
right?
So
he just seen being a little boy.
So go ahead.
So does that make it harder, like, to be a husband?
Definitely.
I think so.
I agree with that. That's why I was asking.
And
I think one of my struggles is I didn't see my dad being a husband. I saw him being my dad.
Yeah.
So I didn't see the things that, and if it was behind closed door or I saw him loving and supporting me. So to me, I could be a great dad.
Yeah.
I did not see how he was a great husband.
So
not saying there weren't times that he wasn't. I just didn't see
it. So with you being a husband, it's kind of like you have to figure it out what a husband possibly is and isn't. Right?
And see, again, I'm gonna go back. That's why these conversations, we get on this, me and my wife get on this old folks chat, people that have been married 30, 40 years.
Yeah.
And we ask questions because we only know from the child's perspective.
But, okay, with that,
go ahead.
That's a little shaky for me.
Why?
Right? Because it's not the same.
It's not.
Exactly what you just said and how they dealt with things, and they can make things seem so simple. In today's society, it's not that simple. Because
the only reason I like doing it is because I have no other reference.
Got you.
At least it gives me something.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you can just build from that.
Yeah, and we can communicate
make it
on like real life today.
Yeah.
And I go up there and I ask them like real questions like this is going on today. Yeah. How would you handle it? And they give me something, and then me and my wife talk about it. We formulate our own. Yeah. But if no reference, is no progress.
Yeah.
To me.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely agree with you on that because it's like one of the biggest things now is stuff is so accessible, right? People like I applaud
people so
you.
accessible.
People are so accessible. So I applaud you, like you said, like y'all went through it, right? Year 5, y'all at 10. So this was only 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Right? Bruh, 5 years ago, people was already picking up their phone like, I ain't studying this motherfucker. And find something new quick, right?
I mean,
so that could happen. That was the accessible part.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's a lot of people don't stick around and fight through to get to year 10 because of how accessible everything else is.
Right.
Right? So I applaud you on that. But I applaud you also for finding like that, for going into those groups, talking to those older, the couples who have been together, because like it's completely different, but it still has it's still the foundation, it's still the base of what
my parents
the problem.
Been married 33 years now.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So I got to see
they got married because they got pregnant with you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, facts.
Nah, for real.
I was joking, but
yeah, that's what I think. Yeah, shit, but it worked. Yeah,
but yeah,
so like I got to see a little more. But yeah, go ahead.
I got a homeboy, man, that's married, been married, shit, damn near since we got out of high school, and I was like, bro, like, how did you make this work? And he was like, man, like straight up, I based my marriage off the Cosbys, because he was like because his father wasn't around, so he kind of like. Because I feel the same way. Like a friend of mine was like, man, you're going to make an awesome dad. Like, she said, you're going to be a good husband. I was like, I may be a good dad, but I don't know about a husband.
Yeah.
Because I didn't see the husbanding part, right?
Yeah.
Even my parents were like, I never saw
Cosby Show.
Yeah.
But look, that's why the Fresh Prince was such a big movement
because people saw the ins and the outs, right? Like we saw the full perspective. Like, we saw like how you was talking about. You saw your parents together, but you saw your father being a father, and not so much a husband because you didn't see how the arguments ended.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
How did they reconcile from an argument? Like, I never saw that.
You never saw them talking about, hey, this is how we're gonna split these bills.
Exactly.
This is how we're gonna make this. This is how we do the mortgage.
Right.
You didn't see the whole thing of it. Right. You can go back and ask questions now.
Right.
For perspective, but we didn't see the whole thing. So we saw the playful parts,
right?
Even the discipline, right? But we never saw them as a husband versus as a father.
The real relationship stuff.
Yeah. So my guy was saying, I watched Cliff, and I was like, okay, this is how I handle being a father, right? Because he didn't see his dad doing it. So he was like, and this is how I handle being a husband. Like, we really got to communicate. Not only communicate, but comprehend, right? Because everybody like, communication is key. Hey, communication is awesome. Comprehension is key.
Yeah.
Because we can talk to our fucking throat fall off.
Yeah.
Right.
If I'm not speaking to you in a way that you understand and comprehend, none of this matters.
Yeah. Go back to episode 2.
Right.
Yeah.
So so he was saying like that was one of the things he pulled from it. He was like they used to talk to each other in a way that they understood.
Right.
And then they talked to the kids in a way that they understood.
I mean, this shit still work. I ain't the best in the world. Still ain't the best marriage in the world, but it works.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's all I mean. It works for you.
Yeah. So
it works for you.
I just you remember Roger? He played on the flag team.
Yeah.
He just sent me this video that I guess he put on YouTube about him talking to himself 10 years ago.
Okay.
It was a letter to me. And I was watching it and I was like, bro, this is the dopest concept ever.
Yeah. Bro,
maybe
Roger,
not ever, but it's just a dope concept.
Roger is different.
Bro, different.
Roger,
but that's what's so special about it. But sitting there and listening to him, and he went through some stuff to get to where he is now. Just moved to Arizona. But I was like, if we sat there and I was thinking about you and your wife, if y'all sat and talked to yourselves 10 years ago.
Man, we'll be laughing.
But that's cool. But then you're going to tell the person that's getting married 10 years, that's getting married now, what it took for you to get to where you are now.
Yeah.
And some real, like Roger got real. And that's what we all need to see is like, what's the real stuff? They told me marriage was hard. Cool, but like, what is hard about it?
Yeah.
Like, what issues did you really go through and then figure your way out? How did you figure it out? We don't have that. It's just, hey, it's hard. You're going to have to work at it.
Yeah.
That don't help me.
Yeah. It doesn't.
Yeah.
You need some details.
Exactly. That's why you need to write a book. Go ahead.
What's crazy is like for me when I was younger, like especially as a kid, like I used to tell myself like, man, all I want to be is a dad and I just want to be a husband. Yeah. Like you know how you
really?
Yeah. Like I really felt like that as a kid, bro. Like because.
I wanted a family too, but all my friends will tell you that. They be like, nigga, I knew you was gonna have a family.
As weird as it is, like you supposed to want to have a kid, you supposed to want a marriage. Man, I wanted to be a dad. I didn't care about nothing else.
I feel it. But that was the upbringing, right?
So I think.
I mean, when I saw a husband, dad,
but you knew what it felt like. I knew what it felt like
between dad and
So let me tell you why I wanted to be a husband because I saw my grandparents, right? And bro, my grandma had diabetes. My grandfather used to get up. Literally, every morning, start cooking breakfast for my grandma because she had to eat so she could take her insulin.
Right.
He would take her insulin out so it could get warm because he kept it in the refrigerator. He'd take it out so she could get warm a little bit. Then he'd go wake her up so she could get up. And bro, they were partners.
Yeah,
like they would like I used to call them partners in crime. And like whenever he got ready to get up to go pay the bills, he'd be like, "Hey, I'm about to go pay these bills. You want to go?" She's like, "Yeah, let me go put on some clothes."
Man, that's amazing.
And they used to sit on the porch and talk to each other. They were partners. You know what I'm saying? Like,
how do you get to that humility though,
bro?
Listen,
I'm sure. Like, it took years.
I was about to say, because I guarantee it probably didn't start like
that. If it's one relationship that I wasn't looking at to get married, it was my grandparents. Man, my grandma used to get on my granddaddy's fucking nerves. That's my one fucking.
But yeah, it's actually the third one, but we ain't counting.
No, my granddad used to tell me my granddad would go outside and just start fixing some shit just for no reason.
He just get out the way.
He tell me all the time, "Hey man, be a bachelor your whole life, you'll live longer." I said, God. So, but when my grandma died, she had cancer, whatever. She died. It was like he was distraught. You know what I mean? But I feel like it was a weight lifted off his chest too. Bro, my grandma was hell. I love her to death though. That was my dog. Boy.
So,
go ahead.
She was hell.
With my grandparents, like my grandma died, and then my granddad died 30 days later.
Oh, see, that's
like that was how you know what I'm saying. Like
my granddad remarried.
Yeah, my
right
grandfather
now
recently.
Bro,
Right?
He just got married.
My grandfather wasn't even sick, but then when my grandma died, like it was like of a broken heart. Like man, I ain't got my partner no more.
Yeah,
and you can see him start to shut down on us. Yeah. And I was like, come on, man, you know what I'm saying? We here. He was like.
Yeah, but y'all go home.
Y'all all right.
Yeah,
but like you said, like y'all go home. And like we were we were at a place like my mom was
That's
like,
wild.
My mom basically told us like, y'all going home, stay here with dad, because she knew she knew he was gonna be lonely. Right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But even then, like my grandfather, like I said, they used to sit on the porch all day. My mom was at work during the day.
Yeah.
So then he was by himself. So he was like, yeah. And I know he's just like, man, I ain't got nothing to be here for. You know what I'm saying? So that made me want to be a husband, right? But then I got older, and I started seeing relationships, and I was like, I don't know about this shit. Like,
shit.
You start
shit
really
get real.
Yeah, like I don't even. Bro, are y'all even happy?
Everything you gotta go through to get to that point. It's crazy. You saw the end result.
Yeah,
but everything that they had to go through to get to that,
and I saw it backwards, kind of. You know what I'm saying? So I saw like this happiness at the end, right? And then when I started to see the steps in between, I was like, I don't even know if this for me, bro. Like. And then it was like, bro, I'm talking about we could go.
It's
way
somebody
deeper
out there
into
for
this.
you. It's somebody out there.
Yeah, I know it is.
She's independent too.
Yeah, and as fuck. Yeah. so it's gonna like, but I feel like I do feel like it's definitely like a difference in what we saw then and what we see now.
Yeah.
So the perspective is different. So because it made me look at marriage like.
Yeah, it's different.
People be like, you want to get married? Nigga, if it happens, it happens. Like, I can go buy some shoes this week. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever, and still be just as happy almost.
Because look,
but
then when you make your decision, you got to always think about somebody else.
Yeah.
Always.
Listen, I went through that too.
Staying late for work, I got to think about somebody else.
And you have to, and realistically.
You can't even bring food home.
Nope. I was just about to say, realistically, thinking, like, you supposed to put them before yourself.
Right.
Right? So, like, you ain't even thinking about you no more. Like, oh, I'm about to make this money. It's like,
but
is she gonna be okay?
Then they tell you, make sure you put your mask on before somebody else's. I got to think about them first, but I got to handle me first.
You got to be able to handle yourself in order to handle them.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Because if you go down, the ship go down.
Yeah.
But
except for these independent women.
But
he said it. I ain't say that.
But the thing is, even if you think about it, in the grand scheme, if I'm putting her, if as a husband, if I'm putting her first, she'll put me first, right?
Supposed to.
Right, supposed to. So if we both doing what we supposed to do, even if I go down, she got me because she's putting me first too. You see what I'm saying? Usually, if it's done how it's supposed to be done, I'm going down because I'm trying to take care of her, right? So then if I go down, she's like, oh, I got to. Like how your wife stepped in, I got to lift my man back up.
Yep.
Right? Because you was doing what you were supposed to do. So you taking care of every like kind of like, and I know y'all done seen these, the umbrella, right?
Yeah.
Those umbrellas. So the man is the covering, then the wife, and then the kids, right?
Yeah.
That's really how it's supposed to go. As a man looking at it, that's how you're supposed to handle it.
With God over top.
Right. With the God over the top.
Yeah.
So then if she's seen, and if you're taking care of her the way you're supposed to, she'll take care of you now that you're down, because
she'll
then she becomes the next. Right? Essentially, because she becomes the next covering. You see what I'm saying?
But you over top of her.
Yeah, but I'm saying if the umbrella goes down, like if your umbrella break, right?
Yeah.
Now her umbrella becomes the covering.
Yeah.
Until you can get your umbrella take back up.
Yeah.
And back up and running.
I think that's a topic in itself we're gonna have to get into.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think
because I definitely don't feel like we.
we can go in there.
Yeah.
But
I'm glad I didn't go to the route that I was suggesting.
Yeah, I saved you today.
Thank you, brother.
Hey.
All right, but last time you left me hanging.
Yeah, you gotta have a word.
What's my word?
I got you today, bro.
You got a word or something?
I got you today.
I'm gonna tell you, bro.
I feel like he should have told us the word.
He should have. Hey, look, I thought he forgot.
This is a pretty easy one though. Even I knew.
Yeah, I hope so, because you got me last time.
A little bit. All right, so the word of the day is exasperate.
What does that mean, Byron?
This man definitely got his fucking phone in his hand.
Yeah.
Exasperate?
Yeah.
To wear out, to be tired, to be, I guess, worn out, wear through, something like that. Okay.
All right. Wallace.
I was gonna go around the same road.
Look, and that listen, it gets confusing.
Exasperate, to try all that you can to like every opportunity that you can go after it. You utilize all those. It may not work, it may work, but you exasperate all of your efforts. I try to use it in a sentence too.
Yeah, fuck that right on up.
Yeah.
I mean, we're gonna get you on it.
But
bro.
I'm finna tell you what's funny. I thought it meant the same thing.
Yeah.
And then I looked it up. I'm like, I got a word.
No.
Thing. So we've been kind of on a little, relationship-ish topic today.
Yeah.
It kind of got there. So, and if you're in a relationship or dealing with someone, I'm sure this happens. To irritate and frustrate someone intensely. So
You to wear out, nigga. That's what I said. You wear out my fucking nerves.
So yeah, be sure to use that in your everyday
in your
vocabulary.
daily life.
I'm sure you could use this word every day if you needed to. So yeah, exasperate, man. So take that with you, man. All right.
I hate it here. I hate it here so much.
What does exasperate looking like in your life?
Hey man, I don't have no exasperation. I don't know if I can use that. But yeah, I get irritated every day. I got a new dog, bro. So yeah.
I mean, you did it to yourself,
That
though.
man said that on the call. He was like, and I got a new dog.
I have to add that.
With all through this list, he's like, and I got a new dog.
Yeah, I got a new dog, man. So yeah.
But here's what's funny. Try to coach us into getting the dog.
Right. You should, but y'all don't have kids. So you should get a dog.
But it ain't gonna
do
grow
something.
up. It's a baby that don't grow up.
Bro, it does grow up. It listens. It does. The only thing you have to do is open the door.
He can never take care of me.
He's 2.5 months now. He's doing great. Like he's doing good. He barely he'll have an accident maybe 3 times
That's
a week.
a real parent. Is it an accident?
No, yeah.
I think you have a dog.
He doesn't poop in the house.
If you
no
have
more.
kids, or you single.
Yeah.
I think that's the only reason you have a dog.
No, you should have a dog because you don't.
what?
You don't do nothing.
I do a lot.
You
I
do a lot.
Yeah,
exactly, and that's your problem.
And he got 30 podcasts.
Exactly. That's
I feel
your
like he
problem.
don't even be telling us
You
about
don't
all
have
the
time
podcasts
to
that he got
to
to.
just goddamn, to
Take it
love
easy.
on nothing or just.
What you mean?
You need a dog.
I love
man.
on my community, man.
I'm gonna buy you a dog.
He's gonna sit outside.
Bro, you going to jail?
That's how my dogs grew up when I was a kid.
Yeah, it's
I don't want these new age dogs.
So we just
I don't want
talked about
these independent. I mean, non-independent dogs.
but you got a big backyard too.
It's gonna stay out
Fenced
there.
in too.
It's gonna stay out there.
That mug is perfect for it, dog.
Yeah, one day, not today.
this man, bro.
If I get a dog, I'm bringing it over here.
Dang,
It's
you
not
know,
the
hey,
same.
look, hold on. I
Very
want to
weak.
make a clarification. I said independent dog. I don't want nobody to bring a reference to independent women.
No, they
as
already
in-
did. Wallace
Hey, look, I might put that
Wallace hate independent women.
I had to clean that up.
Wallace needs a job at the White House.
Look,
He's just going back clean shit. First, let me go back and
clean that up
clean this
real
up
quick.
real fast.
Because somebody could have took that and ran
Wallace
with it.
hates independent women.
Hey,
No.
and
Love them.
I don't know if I took the funding thing the right way. I don't know if y'all saw this week, but the White House is going to be funding.
Yeah, you
Crack
didn't take
pipes.
it the right way.
I saw that.
I looked.
You looked into it some more?
Deeper into it.
Okay.
Let me see if I still have it.
Because they was like $30 million towards a program that would be providing. They would be providing.
I like to look into that a little bit more
Yeah,
because
I don't have it pulled
because
up
in
anymore.
other countries they give you, and not saying they give crack pipes, but they give like access to drugs.
Yeah.
So it's in a controlled environment. It's not just in some
So
crack house somewhere.
It's definitely not how it was worded.
Yeah.
Right.
I lost it.
I like to
But
look
yeah.
into it. Though. We can.
It's much different, and I think that it's a good idea.
That's a conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea.
Yeah.
All right.
But hey, man, another episode under our books.
Yeah.
Another episode for us to get better.
Then
Another episode to talk to you guys.
Yeah. Nobody kept the time today. I think
Yeah,
we
I've
did
been
good.
watching. It's
It
about a
is.
little 110, something like that.
Yeah. We can't.
111.
We try to keep it close. We can't because we love y'all, man.
Love
We
y'all.
enjoy the conversation,
We do,
and we
and we love each other too.
yeah,
so
we
you know,
love each other.
we get to talk.
And we had tequila today, so that helped it. That helped it roll.
It's a beautiful day out here, where we are. So try to get outside
see it.
later.
Sun's out.
Look, we only because we
Arms out.
inside.
We'll say arms.
Only
By the time we
inside.
drop this, hopefully it's a beautiful day that day too.
It's be snowing.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Hey man, so another episode of Dropping Dimes in the Book, man. Thanks for coming. Thanks for come on, subscribe, comment.
Yeah, keep the
Comment.
comments.
Share
Hey,
it.
we love that.
Share. You like it?
And
Share,
share.
man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But hey man, come back, subscribe, Talk to us, man.
And ain't nobody told me I ain't shit yet, so I must be doing.
He
good.
doing pretty good.
Everybody loving what you doing, man.
Hey, I knew this was gonna work.
Right after
man.
I finished watching, I'd be like, Brandon ain't shit.
Yeah, I know.
But if ain't nobody else said it,
yeah, I appreciate
don't
y'all,
pay attention
man.
to me.
You know,
you already said it, so now they don't think. But no, man, really appreciate y'all.
all right,
love,
y'all, man.
Peace,
Peace.
man.
This how I'm feeling inside. Every line that I